If you have a couple that wants to build together, just do it.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. Just because you don't see the vision, at least try. If your partner has a vision, just try.
Yeah.
Try it.
Thing. People have the wrong perception of marriage. You just think like, the old ball and chain or whatever. And I'm like, no, this is my homie. Like, we can have fun together. We can just have a good time with each other and enjoy each other. You know what I mean? I want them to see, like, this is what love looks like.
Welcome to Shaping Freedom. These conversations are about how freedom is actually formed, what we inherit, what stops working, and the choices that change how we live and lead. I'm your host, Lisane Basquiat. Today I'm joined by Jevin, wealthy Jev Smith, and L. Marie Smith, his beautiful wife.
Yes.
They're a married creative duo who have built a brand around family, humor, and storytelling. Jevin is a content creator. He's an actor, a DJ, and a comedian known for his hilarious parenting videos and the children's book, Daddy Loves to Embarrass Me. L. Marie is his partner in life and in business, and together they've spent over 2 decades navigating the entertainment industry while raising a family and building a platform that celebrates the chaos and beauty of everyday life.
Yes.
Through their work, their viral family content, to teaching actors how to book television commercials, to all the work that they do, they have turned ordinary moments into connection points for audiences who see themselves in the stories that they tell. Today, I want to explore not only the humor and creativity behind what they do, but the deeper lessons about partnership, parenting, and what it looks like to build a life together in public. Jevin and L. Marie, thank you so much for joining the podcast.
Lisane. Come on now. I like that intro.
That was
good. I'm gonna have to take it.
I will give you that clip.
Yes.
So let's give some context. When, where, and how did you two first meet? And what were your first impressions of each other?
Oh, the beautiful story. Do you want me to start off? Yes.
Oh, goodness.
I love this story. So we met actually doing a play together, and this beautiful woman was my wife in the play. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know what? Let's make this thing real. So, she was my wife in the play. And as we were rehearsing, I decided to ask her to come to this event. I was DJing, and she came to the event I was DJing. And we giving the full story? How much time we got?
We have an hour. We have as much time as you.
Okay, so the full story. When she came to the event, first, you want to tell your part? Because she said she was undecided if she was going to come. But I invited her, just in case. I was kind of flirting, but I wasn't, because if she would have said, well, I have somebody, and I was like, well, I'm not trying to get with you anyway. I just want to see if you wanted to go out.
He's strategic.
So it was kind of
and I didn't know what his motives were. Mm-hmm. He could have been just inviting me as a friend to have a good time, or he could have been invited. So I didn't know what his motives were. I wasn't clear on it, but he invited me out, and I wasn't gonna go. I had been to work all day. I was tired, and my girlfriend says, she says, well, you don't have to marry him. You could just go on a date. You don't go anywhere. Just go. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I could just go. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I went to the event.
And what happened when you got there?
And when I got there, some gentlemen, met me, and they were like, who are you here with? Mm-hmm. Now,
Gentlemen, it was about 5 guys lined up. I thought you were going to tell my part, but yeah, it was 5 guys lined up. And I was like, okay, hey, they all want her. I don't know what this is. But she said there were a few girls that were there for me. Yeah. I didn't invite them. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they asked. It's like, well, the guys asked, who are you here for? One of the guys said, who are you here for? I was like, oh, I'm here with Jevin. And the guy was like, Jevin, the DJ? I was like, yeah. Mm-hmm. And some young ladies were on the side, and they said, oh, you here for Jevin? I was like, yeah. And then the young lady says, well, she's here for Jevin too. I was like, oh, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Mm-hmm. Because once again,
right,
he's not my boyfriend.
Right.
He owes me nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're not in a committed relationship. He's not cheating on me. I'm not. You know what I mean? He's single. I'm single. He's free to do whatever he wants to do.
To the people in the back who don't understand that there is, like, you're not until you are.
Right.
You are
Right.
not.
We are not, and
Yes.
we were not.
That's right.
So, they got all upset,
And the girl left.
and she
Upset?
left.
Yeah.
She got upset and she left.
So during the time, I was dating like 5 girls, but it wasn't nothing. They knew what it was. Nobody thought I was their man. So I'm like,
I think she might have thought you were her
nah,
man. I think she did.
She knew.
That's
If
the
it is who I-
response. That is the response, Jevin. That's the response of someone who thought that you were
No,
her
let
man.
me tell you.
Or she envisioned.
I'm gonna
you being
say
her-
this.
She had a plan.
I
She had
had
a
learned
plan.
lessons, and I knew not to lead women on because of what I went through. So I would make it known. I'm like, yo, we're dating. This is not this, so I'm going to see other women. So I made it known. I had learned my lessons. Let me repeat. So I knew not to lead them on. So whatever she thought, that was on her. But anyway.
No, but this is important information
it
for
is.
the people. It
Yes,
really is.
it is.
Yeah, it is.
It
It is
is.
important.
There are so many people that wind up locking horns
Right.
around this very same thing.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Who will take that clarity and turn it into you did something wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. It's happening.
When in fact you were being clear
Right.
about what your position
That
was
has
relating
happened
to these
so
women. So
many
I just wanted to linger there for a second.
Yes. It happened to me several times. I was like, hey, I straight up told this girl, I was like, listen, when I at church, I was like, when I come in here with a new woman, do not get upset because
That's
this
crazy.
is not. I was like, listen,
That's crazy.
and she's like, no,
Listen,
no,
I would have left him alone right then and there.
I made it.
If he
plain.
Exactly.
If you tell me
Yeah.
when I come in here, that
With
means
some other
you
woman.
already
Yeah.
got planned.
I
That's
did.
right.
You're telling me that right now at this moment, this is temporary.
It is.
I'm listening.
It's
Yeah.
important to listen.
Listen to what they
Yep.
say.
That's right. Not what
Listen.
you're saying.
Right.
Not what your girlfriends are saying.
Right.
Not the girlfriends who are like, girl, he's just saying that. Don't
Right.
you
No.
worry. Listen.
Believe him.
Believe
true.
him. If the guy says something, if a woman or a man, if
Yes.
a person tells you something, believe them.
That is always my thing. Because
Yes.
I've been on the other side too, where I'm like, oh, where I kind of like didn't say anything.
Waffle,
and
yeah.
that went bad. So I was like, oh, I'll never do that. I'm going to let you know.
Okay.
We're not together. You're not my girlfriend.
Okay.
Like, it's,
All right.
listen. So,
So she leaves. She
Yeah,
exits
the girl
stage left.
leaves.
And what happens?
and then, then even after the event I DJ'd, the guys were still lined up. And I was like, all right, cool. I was like, okay, well, whatever. And then she looks at me and she was like, hey, you want a drink? And I was like, yes. So it was another side of the event where they were dancing and things like that. And she was
Yeah,
like,
we
let's go to the other
danced,
side.
and we had a little
danced. We had a
drink.
good time.
You
went
should
to
see their face. For you
Yep.
all who are just listening,
Yep.
you should see they are reliving the moment
We
right
are.
here in the studio.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we went
She's
to
just swaying back and forth in her seat. Her head's moving.
Took her to Denny's
Her
after.
eyes, she's not even in the room anymore.
Yeah,
Right.
listen,
She went back.
I did check out. I did. I'm literally there on the dance floor.
You went back to
drinking our
2004. Go
drink.
ahead, baby.
And now we're at Denny's and we're at the table and we're
Yep.
talking, and I let him know,
Yep,
that I
she told
found
me
him
I was-
attractive.
Okay.
No, she didn't say that.
Yeah,
She said,
yeah, hey.
she
You
said,
hush.
you know what?
I-
You are
I
so
hate-
sexy.
Oh, my
And I
God.
said, oh, you are so sexy too. And
I
this is
hate that.
important. Let me tell you.
hate that.
She always says she says she hates
Because that
that.
side of me,
But-
I'm like, it exists, but
But baby,
I
listen.
feel like, why do we
the-
have to share that?
I say it because a lot of women don't, like sometimes guys will hold back and they won't say
Why that
anything.
verbiage?
Why that?
Well, that's
Because
what you
said
said.
I know, but but couldn't you package it?
it differently.
A
No,
little
I'm
bit
gonna be.
different?
I'm gonna
Okay.
be 100%. She said you
I
are
don't
so
want the
sexy,
100.
and I said,
You get them 90.
Give me 5%.
Right, 90, 95. Why I gotta be 100?
No.
You're a splendid gentleman. Is that what you
100.
wanted to say?
Yeah, splendid.
I find
Look
you-
me in my eyes.
I find your appearance.
Very.
I just
Very-
finished Bridgerton.
Right.
You're a
Did you
splendid
finish
gentleman.
Bridgerton?
I did.
No, because she gonna
Okay,
get off.
okay,
Please
okay,
stay on
okay,
track.
okay.
She
Oh,
gonna
sorry.
take us on the whole.
No, okay,
Bring
sorry.
it back.
Get
Okay,
Jesus.
Let's talk about how sexy she felt me.
I'm back. Okay.
Honestly,
He said he was sexy.
I was so glad that she said that because a lot of times I had dated women and I didn't know what it was. And she let me know. And then I can carry on accordingly. I was like, perfect. I find you sexy too. And I don't have to put up a front or try to pretend or like, what is this? Does she like me? Do I not? Once she told me what it was, I was like, perfect. So ladies, you may not have to say it like that, but let a man know, like, you find him attracted, especially if he's showing interest to you. So he doesn't have to wonder or guess. Does that make sense?
I love that. I love that.
So that's why I always tell that part. And she said, no, you make me look like, but I'm like, no, because once you told me, I was like, perfect. I know how to go about this. And then I let all my guards down and I was like, all right, I don't have to put up a front. I don't have to, I know she likes me. I like her. And let's do that.
And we've been together ever since.
Clarity. Yes, exactly. And we spoke in the morning till 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
After
the
we
sun
left
came up.
Yeah, after we left Denny's.
That's sweet.
Yeah. Beautiful love story. And then a year later, we got married.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. What was that? April 2004. And then we got married in April of 2005. And then just started having a bunch of babies.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, not a bunch. We have 4 children.
But it is a lot for this climate. Yeah. Most people are having maybe 2, 1, 2. I have more children than all of my friends that I grew up with.
Oh yeah, you do. You do. I think I started
I got 4. Most of my friends have 1, 2 children.
What are the ranges of age?
29, 19, 18, 11.
Okay.
Yes.
So you spread it out.
30 years of production.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
30 years of contribution.
Yeah.
Contribution
to this earth.
Yes.
To society.
To society.
Listen, we appreciate it.
I've given.
And I think we've done well. You know,
I do too.
Our children are good people.
They are.
Yeah, they're good.
I think we've done well too.
Okay, high five to them.
I do.
Boom.
I do.
Yeah.
They're pretty amazing.
They are.
What was your first challenge that you all encountered as a couple?
Ooh.
The very first challenge.
Yeah, we went into it with the challenge when you lost your job.
So lost the job.
Mm-hmm.
People came to the wedding, and they betted that we would not be together for more than 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
They said, well, this is going to be over.
That you wouldn't be married for more than 6 months?
We would not be married for more than 6 months.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we didn't find that out until later, though.
We found that out until later. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
We did not find that out.
So that wasn't really a challenge. I didn't care what nobody said.
But the greatest challenge that we probably faced was finance.
Yeah, definitely. Going through eviction.
That was the hard part.
Yeah, that financial challenge is. Yeah.
And we weren't.
So that was. She was pregnant. 2006, 7, 2007.
So in 3 years, you all met each other.
Mm-hmm.
Dated, got married, and had your first child.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot to happen in
and
3 years.
Moved to Vegas.
And moved to Vegas.
Yeah, we moved to a different state.
From where?
From Los Angeles.
From Angeles.
Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So that's a lot of change.
It is. It's a whole lot of change, and everything just happened extremely fast. And then in 2000, like when we moved to Vegas, we moved 2005. Like shortly after we got married, a lot of our family moved out. Well, my family, my side of the family, they moved out there. I didn't really want to go to Vegas. She got a job in Vegas, and we're like, okay, perfect. Let's do this. And then I started working in radio. First year was amazing. Then something happened that second year. Things got a little rocky. She was pregnant with our son, and she went into labor as we were getting evicted, like as we were like moving everything out. And that time was like super duper challenging. I couldn't get a job for nothing. It was crazy.
However, I will say this, that so he couldn't get a job. Things looked like every month we were getting an eviction notice on our door saying pay her quick, pay her quick, pay her quick. The month that last notice that we had, so it was during the winter time.
Mm-hmm.
Our son was born. It snowed that year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pregnant. We have 2 children already. I'm pregnant with our 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
And things look so bad. Like they look really, really bad. So I didn't want him to feel bad, and I didn't want him to feel, any kind of way. I didn't want him to carry the pressure and the stress. I mean, it was already enough just knowing that we were going through this.
You didn't want to add to it.
But I didn't want to add to it. And I remember we didn't have money to buy certain things that we needed for the children.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like onesies, things that were warm. We didn't have money for it. And so I'll never forget, I went into Target and I was in the bathroom and I was crying. I was crying so hard. like like that, like crying like a
Releasing
baby.
It, yeah.
And so there was a lady that stood outside of the bathroom door, and she says, "I was waiting for you to come out." And she said, "In 3 months, whatever, your life will not look like this in 3 months." And and I'm like, how can you say that? But I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? In 3 months, my life, I'm pregnant. Everything looks chaotic. But I remember going through Target that day after she told me in 3 months my life wouldn't look like that. I remember going through Target, and I remember telling God, praying and saying, "God, we don't have any money to buy this stuff for our children." And I began to lay my hands on just different things for the children, throughout Target. Just very specific. God bless my, God, this. And that within probably like a 30-day period, they were sending thousands of dollars to us in the mail. Was it in the mail?
Yeah,
No.
it was like Fed. It was like
we were getting packages
in the package. Yeah,
packages
like the UPS or FedEx
of the things
like
that I laid my
priority
hands
mail.
on.
Wait, no, you said the money though, babe.
But the money, okay, that too.
You said the money
So
was coming in priority, but somebody started sending the baby clothes, like boxes that did not even know they were.
And you didn't know who it was. They didn't.
No, we know who the person.
We knew who it was,
but we never told them anything.
Never.
Nobody knew.
We didn't even. No one knew that I prayed for those very specific items.
Yep.
No one
the box.
knew.
She was like, like
God knew.
Yep, for sure.
God knew.
God knew.
And I began to learn, I began to learn, wow, God really, cares about us. He cares about us. He cares about our marriage. He cares about us. But I remember that time people were sending, and he could not get a job.
It was crazy.
I could not work,
for
he
everything.
could not get a job.
I ended up working at a paint store.
And God is like, I don't need that from you. He moved on someone's heart to send us money.
Yeah.
Like to see us through until the next thing came for us.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was one of the hardest times. And we had to, even during that time, we ended up moving with my mom, and then we moved from my mom's house. We stayed in the extended stay, and when we moved to that extended stay, that was one of the best times. And it seems like during that time, that's when doors just started opening. I'm like, what?
One of the best times of our lives.
But
in an extended stay.
Yeah. A hotel. Yeah.
Yeah.
In a hotel. And
we were able to pay that, and we were happy. We're like, shoot, we got a maid. Somebody could come in. And
we had a maid.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. We had continental breakfast. I was like, yes.
Coffee.
Newborn babies.
And you didn't have to clean. You had somebody cleaning it for you. You had a baby. You could focus on being a mom.
Yes, it was amazing.
Breakfast was cooked for you.
Yes, exactly.
It was amazing.
Honestly, even now, when I think about it, that was to push us back into coming back to LA. And because I knew being in Vegas, it was temporary. It was for us to lay our foundation as a married couple. We had to be there for a reason. So I'm like, all right, cool. So when our time was up, I'm like, okay, I feel like it's time to shift and move back to California. And we did, and we moved back to California. And I mean, it's been great. Of course, there's been challenging times, but your proximity, where you're supposed to be, is very important. Especially if you're called to do something or be in a certain industry, you need to listen. Yeah. And that's when you'll see doors opening for your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think listening to this story, there are moments that we all have where, and it's happened with me a lot, where I'll just be like walking down the street and something will tell me to call a particular person or to ask a person if they're okay.
Yeah.
Or do something nice for someone. And I have learned that we're all part of this whole thing that's happening, right? And when you listen to that and act on it, every time the person's like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy to hear from you because of this, or you said this thing to me and I really needed to hear this thing in this moment, or I was so blessed to receive whatever the thing was. Right. that helps you, and it also helps the other person. It helps the other person, but it helps you too, because I think it keeps us all in the flow of understanding that we need each other.
Yes.
We're meant to connect to each other.
Yeah.
And sometimes when we stop, and that's our art.
Yeah.
That's the way we express this creation that we are, right?
Yeah.
And when you get in the way of that, you have no idea how it throws things off. Like you all needed to be in that space that you were in for whatever the reasons are, you all know, right? And those people who responded with both the things that you had laid your hands on, because that's how God works, right? And the people who sent you the money through priority mail, they had a role in that too.
And they got and ironically, both individuals said that one woman said she had never gotten that much money before.
After she sent us
money. She sent us money, she said money just began to flow as I sold to you all. Yeah. And the other lady said she was so blessed because, you know what I mean? The lady that sent the items to the clothes for our children. So people were blessed, and people might not know that, like how the darkest space that I was in. Like they'll never know.
Without even knowing the whole story. Right. You don't have to know the whole story. Right. You don't have to make a person download every single thing that they're going through. Yep. If you can help.
If you can help.
If you can't, that's okay too.
Yeah.
You know, but we don't necessarily have to use precious time to get into, let me tell you what happened to me, unless that's what you need.
Right.
And we're so like private that they didn't even know that we were, they didn't know what we were going through.
Nobody
so it wasn't like, it wasn't during like the social media age where it's like, we're going, and I wouldn't have put that up anyway. I'm not like, hey, we struggling, y'all.
I'm crying, wait a minute.
Right, exactly.
Look at me crying on the internet.
You can, my Cash App is,
No,
that's
people
not
do
me.
Get on the internet cry. I mean, no disrespect to it. I feel like, if you need to heal yourself publicly, do it.
It's not disrespect. It's just, I think it happens. I mean, we're humans. We have emotions.
Yeah, I think some people, sometimes just the intention, maybe enough people saying it's going to be okay.
It's I think that's what it is. Yeah, it's sometimes we live at a time when people are feeling really isolated.
Yeah.
And where there's this like hyper individualism, like I'm just going to be here by myself.
Right.
But that's not real.
Right.
That's not real. And we're not meant to be by ourselves staring into a phone and attempting to live our whole lives that way. And so sometimes when we're confused, we can get into a space of sharing those things in a way that may not get us the results that we really want to have. Sometimes it's, you know what? Let me call this person that I know I need to have a conversation with and get my life back to where it needs to be. Yeah.
And the reason is because you can look back like months from now and you be like, why did
I do that?
Why did I do that?
What was that about? Why did I do that?
Right. And you done went on the internet.
Exactly.
I used to tell a person that's very dear to me, I would say, quit bleeding on the internet.
Yeah.
Stop bleeding on the internet. Don't you bleed another airdrop on the internet. Get off the internet bleeding.
If you wouldn't walk outside and stand on your porch and bust out crying.
Come on.
Okay? If you wouldn't cut your finger and then go out and stand on the porch to show your neighbors that you just cut your finger. Don't do it. That's a nice litmus test, right?
Yeah.
If you wouldn't step outside your door and do it, say it.
Come on.
Please.
That's true.
Don't.
That's true.
Because precious time.
That's why I choose what I put on the internet. I'm like,
because it could be destructive.
That's what I'm thinking.
Sure.
I think the other thing is that, social media, and I was talking about this with the guest I was speaking with before, and social media is this great thing, right? I know for me, because I'm the person, going back to Facebook, right? I'm the person in my family where I'm so busy, I don't always check in. So for me, I'm like, Facebook.
Yeah.
I can just say, hey, y'all, how you doing? And I don't have to call every single person, right?
Yeah.
Or it's a great way to share some joy and connect and create movements around how you relate to your children and the ways you embarrass your children, or the conversations that you have as husband and wife, or whatever those things are. Let's find ways to create that world in the way that we want it to be. And it doesn't mean that the things that are negative aren't happening. Those things are, we all know those things are happening. But I don't want to live in that 24/7, because it is depressing. You have to create and set some boundaries for what you allow to flow through you.
That's it.
Because the reason why you can respond when someone says, send El Marie and Jevin some money and some, bottles or whatever the thing is. You can only hear when you're connected.
That's it.
And so much of what we're looking at drags us out of ourselves and puts us on the street.
Yes.
The streets of the internet, which is not a good place to be.
Yeah.
Because the ambulance can't even come for you. Because in digital world, they can't come for you.
They can't.
If you stand outside, they can't.
Yeah, but you're
can't be
right.
outside.
You're right.
I don't know why I went on that.
No, but it's true.
Yeah.
But it's true. I see it all the time. I'm like, why did you do that?
Yeah. And I think it's because it's a cry for people need.
I know it's a cry for help.
People want joy.
Because I'm really sitting there, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, man, I saw 2 instances where I'm like, why'd you take that to the internet?
Yeah.
Like 2 instances within the last week that I was like,
I think that's a good question, though. I think that's a good question for self-reflection, to ask yourself, why am I doing this?
Why do you, before you even do it, why do you,
why am I doing this? Why am I bringing this to, why am I, whatever the thing is. Why am I here?
Right.
Why am I here on the internet? Why am I here on this job? Why am I here in this relationship? Why am I standing here yelling at my kids when I know I'm just tired and I need a nap and some water and to work out?
There it is.
Why am I here is a great question.
That is
to ask yourself.
Always.
Yeah. We talk a lot about the legacy that we want to leave, but what about the one that we're living in right now? I'm Lisane Basquiat. I'm a board-certified NLP expert and a legacy healing strategist. I created Shaping Freedom to help our community move from autopilot to authority. Whether it's through my podcast, the Lounging with Lisane meditations, or our signature candles and journals, I provide the elite tools that you need to heal and to lead your family more effectively. Own your evolution. Visit shapingfreedom.com. That's shapingfreedom.com. I want to ask you all some questions about communication with each other.
Okay.
What have you learned about communication?
First, it's necessary.
With each other.
Yeah.
It is. I'm going to start off by, the crazy thing is I'm the bigger communicator. Because so many times, I've heard women, I grew up in a beauty shop. So I hear what women.
Oh, that's a whole different kind of gentleman.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mom
you
and
have
my
insight.
aunties, yes. So I never that always stuck with me. He doesn't communicate. So I'm like, yo, what we doing? I don't want to hear he don't communicate. I'm like, what is it?
He's gonna communicate every single thing, everything.
Because if I don't, a lot of times with her, she'll hold stuff in, and I'm like, nah, I don't want 2 weeks later we at Disneyland, and you be like, you know what? 2 weeks ago, nah, man, no. So let's get it out. What's up? What are we doing? Let's talk it out. Okay, cool. So we can move past it. Because the quicker we communicate and we get past it, then we can move forward with our lives and we can be happy.
He's really, really good at communicating. I still struggle to this very day.
Were you resistant to that approach? Because I assume that if that's how you've always communicated, how did it feel to have someone confront you in that way?
I'm not sure if I was resistant. 21 years, I'm still, I am trying. 21 years, 22 years, I'm still trying to to navigate communication.
that. Yeah.
Now, the good news is that, you know, he has the patience of Job, so he's going to make sure that we communicate. But if I can resolve it within myself without making a fuss, then I'm going to try my best to resolve it within myself. Because he might not be the problem. It could be me.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's nice. That,
You
like,
know what
it's
I
like
mean?
you two have fallen into the roles that complement each other.
Yeah.
And if communication's your strength and you're willing to be in that,
Yeah.
then it works. You get to the end result that you're looking for.
Yeah.
So I think that for us, he's a master of communication. No, I mean, no, really.
I hear you.
You communicate well.
Thank
You know what I mean? Me,
You're getting better.
I'm struggling.
No, you get better. You do.
Yeah, we had an instance that came up the other day, and I said, I just need you to know, you know, because I don't communicate well all the time. I said, but I do need you to know that this does bother me.
Right.
I'm working to communicate better. I need you to know this does bother me. However, even though it bothers me, I'm gonna get over it.
Right.
But I do need you to know.
That's incredible communication.
And it was good. I'm glad she did, because a lot of times it's perception. So I'm like, thank you for telling me. Guess what? That wasn't like this. It was because of this. And then it's like, oh, okay. Because a lot of times people, I'm not even going to say women, because it's not a gender thing, because, you know, we're all humans and we are. Exactly.
With parents not communicating.
Exactly. But a lot of times we can, if you don't communicate, then they could think whatever. And it's like, oh no. And then you have this idea, or you have this thing about this person, and it's the wrong idea.
And
you're down this road,
exactly.
and this person is over here. And until you speak.
Right. And it's like, oh no, that wasn't even like that.
I didn't mean it
just
like
like
that.
if I bumped into you like this, and I was like, it was like, you hit me and called me, and I'm like, no, I didn't. I was actually moving right here, and I had something on my mind. And it's like, oh, okay. So once you communicate, then you'll understand. Because we go around all the time and we're just like, man, and be mad at people for years. Yeah. And then they're like, no, that's not what happened.
That's
And you
I stubbed my toe. Like
Right.
I wasn't thinking about that. I had just stubbed my toe. So that that facial expression was because of this other thing.
It'll be something totally different.
And then that creates a pattern that you then turn around and use later on, where it's like you moved your head to the right. And so when I was a kid, anytime somebody would move their head to the right, that meant all hell was getting ready to break loose.
That's
so
true.
Today you show up, you move your head to the right, and you have
my mama used to do that. Oh man.
And you have on a burgundy sweatshirt.
Right.
Two situations.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're in trouble
That's
now.
it. That's why you have to communicate, and you have to get out. And it's like, no, that's not what happened. You know. And then even people like now, like being out and you have to be careful. I may be jumping the gun, but you know, just being in the public eye. Like when I'm walking out in the street, like I'll just be looking, and somebody could have been like, I saw Jevin and he was mean, and I'm like, no, I had to pick up my kid.
I was thinking about
it's just so many. So that's why communication is so important. It's important to communicate.
Yeah, I wanted to sit and chat about that for a bit, because it is, and I think that there's so many people who are raised to, because of discomfort or whatever, like, I'm going to stonewall. I'm just not going to say anything.
Right.
And when you do that, something that's small turns into a mountain. And then before you know it, you don't even remember that the genesis of that is that little pebble thing. It was because you put your fork on the right.
That's true.
And before you know, you were having an argument about, you know, the pillow and the blanket and the thing. And, you know, 20 years ago, your mama said so-and-so to me. And I didn't I think that approach that you two have is really important for the longevity of your relationship, because you can be together for 25, 30, 35 years. But what I'm picking up, I believe, is that you two are together and you're growing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're friends.
Yes.
And you trust each other.
Exactly.
I do.
Right? And that is the thing. I think very often people focus on a number.
Right.
Like, we together for 20 years,
Right.
but you're miserable.
Man,
You don't
listen.
like each other.
We ain't doing that.
We know people like that, and I'm like,
We all know people like that. Like, no.
I
Like,
remember
fall
17
into-
of those years. Y'all, listen. And that's the thing. I don't want to be a fake. I want to be genuine. And I want what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's one of the reasons why I'm like, let's work on our communication.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to get out here and be on podcasts and be on different things and we look like, oh yeah, we're da-da-da-da-da-da.
We
And
all
I'm
know
like,
that. We all know that person. Yeah.
No, but that.
Say it. El Marie, that's the thing you got to say. Just say it.
Most people, they don't want honesty and they don't want people to be real.
That's true.
They want you to package whatever, for them so it could be glossy or it can look beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But I just sat here and I was naked and I said, hey, listen, I'm not the best communicator. I will try and, deal with it on my own or try and regulate myself on my own because we didn't talk in my house. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't eat dinner at the table together. You know what I mean? Family growing up.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't eat dinner at the family.
we definitely do that now. We are the
Yeah.
Huxtables.
Really. Like, he is making sure that he is talking to myself, to our children. We're sitting at the table, we're having dinner, we're asking questions. You know what I mean? He is, seen to it to create, an environment that you see on social media. That's how we're really living.
Mm-hmm.
And me being honest and saying, hey, this is an area still to this day that I struggle in, but I'm working to rectify it and change it. But most of the time, people, I found people don't want you to be honest.
I kind of agreed with you. And now I'm wondering, I think it's that people don't know how to live in authenticity and honesty and stay safe. And I think the reason for that is that comes from somewhere. I was raised in a household, and I heard this. I heard Anthony Robbins say this once, where he was asking the audience, like, what their home emotion was. What was the emotion that was most prevalent at home when they were children? And I was like, anger. In my household when I was younger, anger, and not always expressed out in a loud way, but it was it was not always safe to say what was on your mind. It just wasn't, because you had to put things in a certain way. You had to package them in a certain way. You had to make sure that you said it at the right time. And there were like all these rules that create internal unsafety. Right? And insecurity about being, completely expressive and honest. I happen to be a person, I'm very confrontational. And so I would say, but I get in trouble.
Yeah.
Right? And so
for being honest and speaking your truth.
Right. And there's
the
truth, right? And so I've been recently, I do have 2 children, they're grown adults. And I have 2 grandchildren, 19-year-old grandson and a 9-year-old granddaughter.
Whoa.
And what I have been really feeling into lately is how happy I am that all of that I was able to work all that through, so that the relationship that my children and I have is a relationship of truth and honesty. And we actually, and this was unheard of in my childhood, because if something went wrong, it went wrong for a long time. Right? Where now my 2 adult children can look at each other, siblings, and say, you know what? I didn't like that you said that.
Yeah.
And the other one will be like, yeah, why? And the person will say it. And it's like, okay, cool. Well, let's go for a walk or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful. We don't all learn. We don't all come from an environment that created that for us.
Right.
And so I don't think that it's that people don't want honesty. I think that people don't know how
to receive it.
How to receive it, nor do people understand how to be honest with themselves, which is where it starts.
Right.
Because we learn someone programs us, or some set of circumstances programs us to walk around not telling the truth to ourselves and about what we see through our own eyes and what we hear with our own ears.
Yeah.
We're told, if you're looking at this, you see what I tell you to see.
Right.
Yeah.
If the teacher is telling you something, whether it's right or wrong.
And they wrong.
Right?
Yeah.
You
Oh, my
see it.
goodness.
They be wrong.
Oh,
Yeah. But
That's a whole nother
authority,
segment.
so you see authority in a certain
Yes.
way,
Yes.
which means that you have to deny and lie to yourself
Yep.
about what you're seeing and hearing and experiencing. So I think that's where
crazy.
that comes from. And
Yep.
it's not that people don't want to, it's that they don't know how.
Yeah.
And I believe that having amazing relationships and learning how to curate and create a family culture that works for you, that gets you to, we're going to get to joy. So we're going to get rid of whatever's in the way.
Yep. Yeah.
And we're going to get to
Guess
joy.
what?
Yeah.
Right?
I'm gonna coin that because that's exactly what it is. We're going to get to joy.
Yeah, you said it.
That's
You just
did
said
I say that?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
good.
just got
Okay.
I just stole it
Yeah,
from you.
dang,
But yeah, you
that's
can borrow
crazy.
it
I
from
don't even
me.
remember what I was saying. But yes, we're
Yeah.
gonna get to joy. Like, forget all right, boom.
Yeah.
All right, what we doing?
Yeah.
Because we're not going to bed angry. And I know people, and sometimes we do. A lot of times we do. We'll go to bed, but I'm like, all right, let's get through
When we
this.
wake
Enough
up,
is enough.
You want some coffee?
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
but there's a roadmap.
Right,
Exactly.
There's a roadmap.
right.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, let's get over it, whatever this is, because you ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. We're going to be with each other forever. So let's deal with this, all right, before it festers, just like you said. And then it's a pebble turned into a freaking, a big rock.
You can't see through it because it's dense. It becomes dense.
Yeah.
What has been the moment that's forced the most growth between you as a couple?
We have a lot of those. Force the most growth
Between you two as a couple.
between us as a couple.
But I feel like we're always evolving.
Yeah.
We're always growing. Like
Yeah.
it's
So it's just
So it's
part
not
of
nothing that just said, whoa, this. It's like, oh, this
Yeah.
did this.
Yeah,
oh,
we
this.
learned.
Like, it's like a workout. Like muscles, it's like, oh, okay, my muscle. Oh, shoot.
Oh yeah,
that
now,
got me.
now
Oh,
we
that.
gotta try this
Yeah.
because
So because we've been through our son falling out of the window. Like
so
that
we've had
was.
to pray for healing.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
you had a son fall out of the
Yes.
window.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Third story.
Yep. And he's
30 feet.
18 now. And he is okay.
30
He's
feet.
fine. Yeah. You want to. Are we going into the story?
If you want to.
We can go into it. So during the time we were looking for a house, he was 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was 4 years old. Our oldest daughter was there, and then the middle daughter, they were there. And I guess they were playing in the house. And usually the middle daughter and our son, they're like best friends. So they were playing like hide and go seek or something in the house. And next thing you know, she's looking for him, and he's on the floor, like on the ground. And outside. Yes.
Normally there was a car that was parked there
And it wasn't one. And
that
he fell.
particular day.
And he fell. And our oldest daughter called us, and we rushed home because we were looking for a house. What's crazy is we were looking at houses during the time, so we left them at home. And we rushed home, took him to the hospital. They said he had multiple fractures in his pelvic area, bruised lung, just a bunch of stuff. Of course, CPS came out. They saw that we were fit parents.
Yeah, wait, but now the police came to the hospital,
Yeah.
and the police said that they knew we had not abused our child.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, we know
Something happened.
Yeah, they were like, we know you didn't. I mean, they actually we know you didn't abuse your child.
Yeah.
We know when we see an abuser, and you guys are not it. And we're like, thank you. However, the doctors,
They have to, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
so they they
And
called
I mean,
CPS.
during that time, that was one of the hardest times. Like, I'm like, my only boy.
Yeah,
So
there's a lot to that.
to make a long story short, they said he had the multiple fractures. Like 2
he
days
wasn't
later.
gonna walk.
Yeah, they said he wasn't gonna walk.
Oh, man.
2 days
6
later.
to probably 3 months. He wasn't supposed to walk.
Yeah.
He wasn't supposed to be able to walk because all of this was fractured.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he couldn't walk.
So they ended up doing more X-rays on him, and they looked and they were like, "Wait, hold on, we don't know what happened." So they kept doing it, And they were like, we don't see anything. Let's do another x-ray. She got fed up and she was like, look, you ain't doing another x-ray on my son. He's going to have children. Like, he's going to be okay. So he was healed. And he left the hospital probably within, 3 days or so.
The third day.
Yeah. And they sent a walker to him. I think he left on a Wednesday or something like that.
I don't even know what day it was.
He left on a Wednesday or Thursday. And they were like, we're going to send you a walker. So before the walker was supposed to come on a Saturday. Before the walker came, the boy got up and he was walking. And mommy was like, oh my goodness, and started yelling. And he was like, I'm sorry, mommy, I'll go lay back down. And he was walking and he was healed. Like, wow. That's the short version of it. Version. Yeah, we've seen
it been through some crazy
and
stuff.
that was like a time where, it was, we didn't know what was gonna happen. So that was one of the things that grew that muscle.
I feel like that experience kind of built us. I know we do. We do Timu Janet, and we do all the funny stuff. We do all the funny stuff, but we are so much more than just
like our faith. Just that,
like we are real prayer warriors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that built our faith to be able to pray for people when they need to be healed, or if they get sick, or somebody is supposed to be dying. You know what I mean? Like it. I think it built that muscle for us to increase our faith, to be able to pray for certain things to take place in the earth. Okay, enough of that.
No, that is enough of that. Yes. Thank you for sharing that, because it's true. You've witnessed a lot of miracles.
Yeah.
We've witnessed a lot of miracles.
Not even like the financial stuff. Shoot. When we moved did we talk about Vegas?
Oh, gosh.
And I know even when we left, we didn't even get, so you said the challenging thing. So when we were in Vegas and going through the eviction and all of that, we moved back to LA, from coming from the extended stay. So we were like, you know what? It's time to go back to LA. We moved on my birthday. I'll never forget. May 27th, 2008. We moved back from Vegas to LA on a Wednesday. That Saturday, I did a game show and won a bunch of money. So that was proof that it was time to move back to LA. And people were like, why are you going back to LA? The cost of living, I'm like, we're going to be all right. I'm telling you, it's time for us to leave. We need to get out of Vegas. Yeah. And when we did, like I said, 2 days later, we did that game show. And I was the first winner on that game show.
Wow. You walk and the path gets built under your feet.
There it is. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
That's it. That's faith. Like I think about Indiana Jones. I don't know if people seen that, but he took one step, and as he walked, just like you said, the path is being built. It's like, boom,
oh, that's right.
It lights up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that is like our story. So many things, so many crazy things have happened.
Let's talk about, because I can talk to you all afternoon. Let's talk about your content.
All right.
Let's talk
and
about
how
it.
your content has been created to embarrass. Sometimes you embarrass your kids.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Where'd that idea come from?
From me being me.
Okay.
No. So I take a lot of joy in being a dad, as people may see, but I've always, I grew up watching the Huxtables, watching the Cosby Show and things like that. So I just like messing with my children. So the idea, I've always done it. And then one day my son was like, Dad, you should record it, doing my daughter. And I'm like, nah, I don't feel like doing it. I don't want to do it. He's like, I'm telling you, if you record it, it's going to go crazy on the internet. So I did it one time and it just took off. It went viral and I thought it was going to be a one-time thing. And I just kept getting ideas of adding more to it. Then the costumes came into play and, just more things just got added to it. So it was just the idea that I had that evolved, and it ended up taking off, and it got us on the Today Show, Good Morning America, the Shade Room so many times, and it's just me having fun with my children, even though it is embarrassing. I have a great relationship with my children. I think I do. At least they let me believe that I have a great relationship with them. But I talk to them about it, and I'm like, yo, is this too much? And they're like, yeah, it was embarrassing, but, it's funny. And then their friends, they love it.
Mm-hmm. Of course, yeah.
They love it. They're like, yo, when your dad coming up? And they don't know because it's random. I'm like, I'm not going to tell you. So it's nothing made up. It's just something that I do. And we just catch the moment. Yeah. So it was just the idea that I had. It sparked and it evolved into something bigger.
I think everyone wants to see a happy family.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people need to see a happy family. And I would imagine that that's why it resonates so much with so many people. And that you've been able to build community around that because there's something to it. And while it's humorous and comedic, it's also a way for people to connect to the importance of being connected to your children with laughter.
Right.
It's not always like, listen.
Right.
It can be like you connect in the way that is most personal to you as a couple.
Yeah. I think it's a whole bunch of different elements. Also, it shows that I'm present, that I am a dad that's there. A lot of people are like, yo, I just wish my dad picked me up. Like reading the comments or
I just wish my dad was there.
Yeah. Or somebody says
I miss my dad.
Exactly. My dad just died. It makes me think of him. Like all of that, the comments that I get, I'm like, yo, touching. That is amazing.
Did you intend for that?
No. I just did it. Yeah. It was something that I just did. I wasn't looking for virality or nothing because before that I was doing we were doing sketches and content like that. So I wasn't really, I just did it.
And he was doing, so before YouTube was really, really popular like that, he's been doing content since 2005.
Yeah.
Where we were on, you could get his content on a pay-per-view, or was it pay-per-view or
it's
Cox?
On demand.
It was on demand.
Yeah.
It was on demand on Cox. Okay.
Well, Cox is in a different state.
In California.
Yeah, on cable. Just say on cable.
On cable.
Because on cable. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. People could get his videos on demand on cable.
Yeah.
But this was before. So he was always creating stuff. So people...
Social media wasn't even that big.
It wasn't a thing.
This was MySpace was just starting.
Yeah, this is
right
before
that's
MySpace.
Way back. Yeah.
Right, that's how far back.
Yeah, but
you
all
doing this.
Really documented your entire life together.
Yeah, pretty much.
In some ways.
Yep.
Not every single minute of it, but there is some documentation.
Yep.
Yes.
That's happening.
It goes back. And a lot of times people think oh, where did you come from? I'm like, I've been doing this.
Yes.
So with the whole embarrassing thing, I was just like, this is just another element. But I knew, even though I wasn't looking for virality, I was like, this is gonna go crazy. I can tell. Just looking at the video, I'm like, oh yeah, this is out of here. And sure enough, less than 24 hours, it was just boom, 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 boom.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
like, that's crazy. And then I just started, and I didn't want to do it. I was like, man, I don't want to be known just to pick up my children and embarrass them. But then I kept getting other ideas and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. But in my mind, I wanted to really see how far I could go with embarrassing them. I'm like, I'm gonna see if this, so I added the costumes. I did prints, and I don't know how to drive a motorcycle, but I did a trike. I pulled up in the trike and stood on top of it with a guitar, and my daughter went crazy. And she was like, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. And my son is like, yo, where'd you get the motorcycle from? And I'm like, don't worry about it. Just come on. I came in Missy Elliott suits and, the big blow up suits. I've done a bunch of crazy stuff because now it's like, okay, what can I do to outdo
top what you did before?
Yeah. And I know that it doesn't really embarrass them in a negative way. They kind of like it. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to try to top each one.
Yeah. And then you do Janet.
Yes. I'm known as Timu Janet.
Come on, Timu Janet.
Timu Janet. I don't even know
what does Timu even mean? I tried to look it up last night. I couldn't figure it out.
So Timu is a brand. It's like
I knew that. I'm like, I don't get it.
So you know how, like an off-brand version. So that's
Yes.
basically what you're saying. So instead of saying the knockoff,
Yeah, so instead of Nordstrom's or Saks
so
Fifth
Temu is a
Avenue, it's
lower
Temu.
level.
It's Temu.
Right.
So that's why you're Temu Janet.
That's why we say
It's the
Temu
lower
Janet.
level of the.
Yeah.
So Janet Jackson is the queen.
You do a good job at it.
Yeah.
So that's what the internet coined her as Temu.
Temu.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Since if anytime they see something off brand, they're like, oh, you got the Temu Nikes, you got the Temu. So she's the Temu.
Or Beyonce.
Oh yeah, they called her Beyonce.
Beyonce. Not Beyonce. Beyonce.
She did a Beyonce one, and they were like, "This is Beyonce," and I was like, "That's really good."
That's the community.
So, I mean, Janet has reposted it.
Those are fun.
Those are really fun. I like when she does that. It was just the idea because always, people always be like, "You look like Janet Jackson." She looks like so many people to me at times. I'm like, "You look like this. You look like." So I said, you know what?
Why don't you?
Yeah, let's do
Janet.
Let's do Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
And so she comes in as Janet. And the funny thing about it is we don't use the music. And I think that makes it even more funnier because she just does the music by herself. So it is hilarious. And of course, when people see those are things that we actually we plan those. That's not like the embarrassing dad.
That's planned.
Those aren't planned. Like when I pop up in those are real. You get the kids' real reaction. The Janet Jackson, we plan those, but as I'm filming it, I'm just laughing so much because I don't know what she's gonna do still. And I'm like, all right, I'll give her a song.
He doesn't know what I'm gonna say.
Right. And I'm just like, I just have the camera on and I just be like, just go.
Yeah.
And she'll just do whatever.
Make up stuff. I'll make up lyrics.
5, 4, 3, 2,
You know
1.
what I mean? They're the wrong lyrics.
The wrong lyrics.
The wrong lyrics.
I just say, sing Pleasure Principle. And she'll go and she'll be like, when not, whatever. Like, whatever she says. And I'm like, okay, it's funny. And yeah, and it just kind of, that blew up too.
Yeah. It is fun. It is a lot of fun. And I like when you did the thing and then your finger stayed up an extra thing.
Finger wouldn't go. It's like, wait a minute, hold on.
Everybody loves that. And I love that because you get people who you wouldn't even expect, like Whoopi Goldberg and Viola Davis, like that. Wow. And just like all of, like, I'm like yo, this is
like huge
people, yeah.
Viola Davis,
right?
Whoopi
People you don't
Goldberg?
even think are on social media.
I don't follow Whoopi for no particular reason, but I know Viola Davis. I do, but she posts happy stuff.
Yeah,
what?
And the stuff that makes
she always posts like inspirational. I'm gonna go follow Whoopi too, but she always posts inspirational, happy stuff. So I'm not surprised to hear that Viola Davis
it was an honor for me.
It.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love what she does because I'll be like, look, oh my god, it's random people. Like next, all you need is Michelle Obama,
Oh yeah.
Shoot.
Let's manifest that. Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
Come on.
Temu Janet wants
there you go. So we got to do more Temu. Go ahead. Break out in the dance. But those are the best. I love Temu Janet. Like I could watch those and I'm the one that edits and I'm like, I got to watch it again. I got to watch it. Like I will sit and watch her stuff over and over again.
I think I'm trying to figure out which one was I think the first Temu Janet was my favorite, and then the second
that's the one where she started off with 5, 4, 3, 2,
that was actually very funny, and it was fun to
my
film
favorite
that.
is actually the
one
Together Again.
That was funny.
I love
that one.
When she has the red hair. And she's like jumping on the couch and she's like, everywhere I go, everywhere. And she's just singing the craziest words. You know, what you say, you got Janet Jackson at home, something, and I'm like, oh my God. And I think that's my favorite.
It was a freestyle.
Because I didn't have to edit
it. It was a freestyle.
Yeah. It's my favorite because I didn't have to edit it. I didn't. No, that's when Courage came.
Oh, good.
My boy just came over and he just recorded everything. And I was like, I have so much more fun when I don't have to do the work after.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can really just be in the moment. So it's funny.
Oh, and then you weren't directing.
Yep. I was like, go ahead, just do your thing. And she jumped on the couch and she was like,
That's
like, it's hilarious.
Yeah, that's pretty
my
fun.
favorite one.
What do you hope that your children and those watching learn by watching your life and your career?
That, first of all, that they can have a spouse that they can be friends with. Because a lot of times, growing up, or people have the wrong perception of marriage. a lot of people, I'm not going to just say men and women, like you just think like, the old ball and chain or whatever. And I'm like, no, this is my homie. Like we can have fun together. We can produce content. We can just have a good time with each other and enjoy each other. You know what I mean? I want them to see like this is what love looks like. I don't want anybody else to give them the definition of love, or, I want them to see like, yo, my parents, they are the definition of love. Not that they're perfect. Yes, we've heard them have disagreements, but one thing they can say, they've never heard me call you out your name.
Nope.
I've never, I don't even say stuff like I hate you or even play with. I want a divorce. I don't play with it. We're not putting it out there.
Divorce.
We're not doing that.
Yeah.
So I'm real mindful on the words that I speak.
No leaving the house. I mean,
Yeah. Not even no sleeping on the couch. Like we don't
figure
even,
it out.
If we don't turn our backs to each, we'll do this.
Yeah, don't let your foot
don't touch my foot. I'm mad at you. I'll do that. But we,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I want them to really see what love looks like, and you can work with your partner, and it's not one size fits all. They may get married to a spouse where they do things differently, but at least you saw a great example of what love looks like.
And
I have a vision statement that says we are an example of what love looks like in my household. It's on my wall.
Yeah, it looks like there's friendship in there too.
He's my friend.
Yeah. What advice do you have for couples who may want to build something together, either creatively or professionally?
Do it. Just do it. Just do it. I happen to enjoy his company, right? I really do. I like even if we're not talking, if he's just there, if he could be on his phone scrolling, and I'm like, okay, fine. You on your phone scrolling. I'm over here watching, something. I want him to be. If I could spend 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with this guy, I'd like that very much. I could do that.
Me too.
And and I'm like, if you have a couple that wants to build together, just do it.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid. Just because you don't see the vision, at least try.
Yeah.
At least if you don't see the vision, if your partner has a vision, just try.
Yeah.
Try it.
I think that's incredible advice, because we also all hear that too, where it's like, oh, he or she wants to go do this thing, and
let him.
The person that you want to be in your corner the most is the person that's in your corner.
There it is.
Right? And sometimes people get left in the corner by themselves with a dream.
And I'm
with
like,
a dream,
If he wants to scoop out ice cream, let him scoop out ice cream.
Yeah.
If he wants to open up I know a couple that said, I want to open up a smoothie shop. I think that let him do it. Try it. You because you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know where oil will strike. You know what I mean? So support your partner in whatever if they want to. I want to be a NASCAR driver. I mean, hey. Dangerous, pray for him, and let's see how we can get
take
you
the
to
classes.
that. Let's try the local go-kart.
Let's see how you doing this go-kart first.
Let's try this. You know what I mean? Before we just go full, try this out. Make sure you.
But believe in the vision. Have somebody that believe in the vision, or at least act like you believe in the vision.
Try
it.
Like you would a friend.
Yeah.
Like you would your friend.
Girl, you want to do that? Go ahead.
Yeah. Support them.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Support.
Yeah.
Support them.
And then, that's what happens, especially. And then when you walk in that agreement, you start seeing things and you're like, oh, shoot, they may change your mind. You may be like, all right, I'm going to go. This is crazy. And you be like, oh, shoot.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Like, that's the thing. When she pushes me or believes in me, I'm like, yo, I could do anything. Let's go. Let's do it. And it was never, we went into this. She knew I wanted to be in the entertainment. We haven't even touched on that. Like the commercials that we've done so many national commercials.
Stand-up.
TV show, stand-up. We've done.
His stand-up where he wasn't sure about stand-up. I'm like, babe, you can do this.
Packed out.
You can do this.
And we packed out those rooms.
You can do this. And he did it.
Yep.
And he had a formula.
Yep.
That I don't even think he knew that he could do it, and people were like, oh my God, this is gold.
Yeah.
But I'm like, listen, do it. You can do stand up.
Yeah.
What do you're funny. Go, like, yeah, let's do it. And he did it.
Yeah. Yep.
So you live with so that you, at the end, you don't have to look back with regrets.
Come on.
It's like, I wanted to do that. I wanted to scoop that ice cream. And so I did it.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
And
did
we
you
did
have fun?
that. Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what we doing next?
That's the thing. I always say, when I leave here, I want to leave empty. I want all of it out. Like, whatever. If I'm thinking, like, yo, I do not want to be on my deathbed and just like, man,
listing off all the
I
things.
wanted to scoop that ice cream.
It's so many people with
but
regrets.
I didn't scoop it. Yeah.
And that's why I'm so big. Like, I talk to people, even, I don't care if you're 70, I'll be like, you want to go do it. Do it. Like, I'll tell my dad, like, yo, don't be afraid. And like, nah, I'm like, man, listen, you better do it.
Yeah.
You bet, especially now. We live in an era where, I mean, all things are possible. You do it on the internet. Do it, whatever it is you want to do. Go ahead, babe.
We saw, true story. So we know someone that wanted to work in the industry. They wanted to be on television.
Mm-hmm.
And they auditioned.
I know where you're going.
And they booked it. And they didn't do it.
Oh.
Right.
Because they had to go to a job.
Oh.
Mind you, this person, if I'm not mistaken, had they had like vacation time, PTO.
They could have made it work.
They could have made it.
Yeah.
They could have made it. And
could have made it work.
And the amount of money they would have received was enough for the whole year. That's what I'm saying.
So yeah,
that fear mentality.
So it's like, if you want to
self-sabotage.
If you want to do it, do it.
Just do it.
Just do. And I don't know.
We jump.
Yeah.
We jump.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. Being married to this guy has been scary.
Yeah, we'll jump.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It has been.
Like, let's do it. You want to? Okay, up and leave. Boom.
And I've learned to to pray for him, pray over us, because if my husband is saying we gonna jump out this window, well,
just like she said,
I'm scared.
Taking that step.
You know what I mean? But if we're gonna jump out this window, okay, well, we're gonna jump out this window. I'm like, no. I mean, I see a little patch of grass. You know what I mean? But okay, but I have learned to support him, and I've learned that, ironically, somehow, by the grace of God, the parachute does open.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, have I scraped the toe? Yes.
It was only a toe.
It was only a toe. It wasn't. I didn't break no bones.
You didn't need it.
You know what I mean? Yeah, right.
You needed that skin.
Okay, it's a Band-Aid on it. You know what I mean? But I've learned, if he has the vision and he says that this is what we're going to do, then this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And I'll tell God, now God, I won't tell him this, but I'm like, okay, God, this sounds real crazy.
My track record has been good, though.
But his track record, I know. Your track record.
Come on, man.
God has backed this man up. I'm still confused. Like, to this day, right now,
I don't even be knowing.
I am confused.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did that
you don't have to
work
know.
out?
You don't have to.
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Even me, I've jumped out of windows with no parachute, and I'm like, man, look at it.
So we're here.
I'm hang gliding.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at this.
Right.
Look at it.
Shoot, one of the other times, remember when we booked that IHOP commercial, and I walked out on that job.
Listen.
I walked out on.
Listen. Now, mind you, he and I, we'd have been.
You were pregnant. Again, you were pregnant with the last baby. Oh, shoot.
It seems like you have your biggest moments while you're pregnant.
Exactly. That's why I was like, yo.
Being pregnant. If I was younger, I would have. If I was
you said
younger,
something. Every time she was pregnant, God is taking care of
every
major
time,
things, like
every
booking
time.
crazy commercials.
Every time So don't.
Man,
so
can you still have babies? We need a miracle right now. I
I do think I can get.
You got a couple of eggs left?
I'm sure I do. I got at least one.
Come on.
I got at least one.
Little scrambled egg.
But you're going to want to rip and run the street, so we might not want to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
We might not want to
like
do
us,
that.
Oh, another baby.
There's a joy to getting past that stage where you're actually free.
Yes.
It sure is.
Yeah.
You know, you have to. You grandmama now.
Yeah.
You can have a great grandbaby.
But I love babies.
I hope not, but yeah,
I'm saying
I could.
you
It's
can
possible.
Yes,
it's possible.
She said, "I hope."
I hope
right,
not.
right.
I mean,
I know 19 is pretty young.
19's pretty young.
Yeah. We got a 19-year-old. No.
But guess what? But I'm not against young marriage.
Yeah.
I'm not against it.
Yeah.
I'm not. I always say people are like, oh, you need to know yourself. I'm like, yeah, that's the more time you have to get into something and find out some stuff you don't want to know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not against people get married young. I'm not against it.
I think people should do what feels right for them.
Yes.
And just live with the decision.
Yeah.
Whatever your decision is, if you choose to get married young, handle it.
Right. And if you choose to wait.
That's really what it is. And if you choose to wait, handle it.
Bravo. Way. That's it.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah. How can we support you?
Oh, man. Oh, a few things.
There's a lot of there's a lot of things we didn't get into because you all do a lot of things. But I have still enjoyed this time immensely. I really enjoyed it. And if you want to know more about Jevin and L. Marie Smith, look them up.
Yes.
But how can we support you?
One, I have a movie out called A Hip Hop Story. It's on Apple TV. It's everywhere. Just look up A Hip Hop Story. Myself, Cedric the Entertainer, Wayne Brady, Affion Crockett, one of my best friends, Affion Crockett. He wrote it, produced it, directed by Demaine Ratcliffe. My boy John Ali's in it. So yes, watch A Hip Hop Story.
Okay.
It is like a spoof off of, a lot of the rappers.
The 80s and the 90s.
Yeah, the 80s, 90s rappers. I'm playing like 9 different characters. It's a funny movie with a message. If you like the Wayans brothers, how they spoof stuff, like Scary Movie and stuff, this is like a spoof off of like the hip hop culture. And it is funny. It's amazing. So, you can start off by that. I have a book called Daddy Loves to Embarrass Me. You can get that on Amazon. It is a children's book mixed with a coloring book. And then you can follow her at L. Marie Wealthy on all platforms and myself at Wealthy Jev on all platforms. Just Google us and we're always doing stuff, depending on when this airs, we may be... we may come to your town with a special or, karaoke night. We do a whole bunch of stuff.
And the way to find out how to follow what you're doing is
you can go to wealthyjev.com.
Okay.
Wealthyjev.com. Everything is there.
Okay.
Yep.
I have had so much fun sitting here chatting with you. I did not know you before this conversation. I think that Billy actually ran into you
Yes, he
at
did.
the airport. And Billy and I have this process where on Instagram, it's like, I want to talk to these people, or this person's really interesting. What do you think about this? And I think that we had that exchange at some point a few months earlier.
Yeah.
And Baltimore?
Oh yeah, that was another one in Baltimore. I live in the same community as them.
Yeah.
And we were at a Mardi Gras restaurant.
Yeah.
Grand opening. But I've been following them for years.
Yeah.
Yep. That's crazy. Yep. And we saw him there. And then we just saw him again at another event. Our children are in Jack and Jill.
Billy is.
And I was just like, and he came up to me. And sometimes, because people ask us to do podcasts all the time. We're like, I don't know.
Let's see.
But this, I was like, Billy, hit me up. Let me know.
Wow. Thank you for
I
that.
got you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
I'm
this
so
was
happy
amazing.
you all came.
Yeah.
And I really wanted
we
to
have to catch a plane to get here. No,
did you really? A plane from up the street?
Right.
Yeah, right.
No.
Up the freeway.
I appreciate it.
Of
I really
course.
do. And coming to do something in person,
Yeah.
it takes a chunk out of your day. And so I really do appreciate the
It's
fact
all
that you
good.
all
Pleasure.
took the journey and came out to have this conversation. And I really wanted to know more, like what you're doing online, what people see. That's the fruit.
Yeah.
I wanted to understand. I wanted the listeners to understand more about what's behind.
Yes.
What's actually happening.
Yes. And
in the
that's our
background.
thing.
So thank you all for being willing to
Yeah.
share that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's been a
Okay.
pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.